Okay, so this is Turbine, and I don't like Turbine. Most people, everybody I know doesn't like Turbine. Whenever I'm in a party and this map comes up and somehow it gets voted in, either our party backs out or everyone very vocally, loudly voices their displeasure, with having to play this map. And so I'm assuming that most people don't like this map, and even like the YouTube commentators I watch have voiced their extreme displeasure with this map. Very rarely do I see videos on this map. Nobody really likes this map, as far as I can tell. Maybe you're different. But for everyone that doesn't like this map, I'm going to basically lay out my strategy for you. My advice. Take it if you want, and if you use it, if you do it the right way, it'll make the map less frustrating and maybe even enjoyable for you. I think it's good to always have, a strategy to use on the map you hate the most, and maybe you'll stop hating as much. You do have to play defensively. If you've watched my videos, you know that I rush pretty hard, probably in every single video before this, but that is not the case here. As you can see, I'm gonna camp B pretty hard, and I do play like a dick, kind of like, I like to have morals in this game, but sort of how all is fair in Love and War, all is fair on Turbine, alright? I'm not holding back on Turbine. I hate this map. If I'm going to get this map, I'm going to play like a jerk. It's that simple, alright? I'm going to camp. And playing this map, my strategy that I'm going to lay out here for you basically comes down to three things, alright? Camping B, which is really easy. It's what you saw me just do, where you just sort of camp on that slope and you can head glitch it. And, you're basically invincible unless the bad guys can get all the way around the back of the, the crash turbine, whatever this is. And that's going to be really hard for them to do if you have, 5 even semi-competent players. But they do manage to get behind us here, and then I cap B, and it all works out anyway, so whatever. So camping B, and then this is Treyarch failing. The A spawn, at least on Domination, is going to have a very clear advantage when it comes to camping B, because if you spawn on A, you can do exactly what you saw me just do, which is camp that little slope. And C spawn doesn't have anything like that. So there's another Treyarch fail for you. Now, so 3-part strategy. Part 1 is camping B. Part 2 is camping C, which is what you see me doing here. And basically, I'm just going to kill these guys as they come off the spawn. Their favorite route is going to be up this up the slope to my leftish. I don't know, I'm kind of confused what time it is in the video, but sort of off to my left, they come up that slope. Going to be easy to, clip this giant boulder and hold them off. And then, if nobody's bugging you, you can hang over the right and kill people as they run through the Valley of Death towards B flag. And, it's sort of a one-man mini spawn trap. And so then the third step is going to be camping A flag, which you'll see me do towards the end of the video in the second half. First part of the second half, they sort of make a comeback in cap B, and I have to, do the tango with them for a little bit. But then, once you have the double cap, it's pretty easy. You just set up in one of 2 places, and you're going to see a pretty nifty second one-man spawn trap, if that makes sense. So, yeah, you'll see that. And the weapon I'm using is the FAL Select Fire, which has come under a lot of controversy recently. All the MLG players are complaining that it needs to be nerfed because it is a little OP. And yeah, it is OP. I have primary gunfighter, select fire, stock, and suppressor on here, which basically makes it the second best gun in the game. The first best gun in the game, I would say, is Scorpion 4-grip suppressor extended mags, but that's just me. Select fire FAL is overpowered. But here's the thing. I don't think it's going to get nerfed, because people don't hate overpowered setups until it gets overused. Alright? The FAL Select Fire is never going to be overused, because, I'm just going to pull this statistics out of my ass, but, 80% of the Call of Duty population will never pick up a semi-automatic weapon. They just won't. Semi-automatics are the least used weapon in Call of Duty universally. Alright? No new player is going to want to mess around with a semi-automatic Most intermediate players are going to feel more comfortable with full auto. Only advanced players, only players who feel comfortable using the semi-auto for however long it takes to get to select fire, which is a while. And if you don't have a good trigger finger, which I don't, it is going to be frustrating. The trigger finger is like my biggest weakness in video games. I cannot, I don't know how people jam that thing and think at the same time. So it is, Treyarch knew, this is, I guess, one of Treyarch's, either wins or fails, depending on how you look at it. They knew that a vast majority, at least more than 75% of the players in this game, would not have the balls to level up the FAL in its regular semi-automatic form all the way up to select fire. They just wouldn't have the patience for it. That's kind of what they've done with triple burst weapons in the past. Like, triple burst weapons are always really good because, the developers know that anything less than full auto is going to get used a lot less. But so that's why I don't think this is going to get nerfed, because not enough people are going to complain about it, because it's not going to be used enough, because not enough people are going to want to build up the levels to get select fire. And it does take a while, like at least a couple, not a couple dozen, but at least a dozen matches just using the FAL to level it up, unless you're beast mode with a trigger finger, in which case you probably don't care about getting select fire anyways. Something like that, like in Modern Warfare 2, if you remember, one-man army danger close wasn't a huge problem until it got popular. And it got popular after Wings of Redemption posted a video basically explaining how to do it and how good it was. And I'll never forgive him for that. He says he did it just because he wanted the developers to change it, to nerf it, but he knew it was too late. He knew they weren't going to be able to take a whole perk out of the game. That's not something you can just patch. He knew. He did that on purpose, and after he did that, everybody started using it because like 300,000 people saw it, and then it spread. And as soon as it spread, people realized how overpowered it was, and it broke the game. But before that, it wasn't even a problem. And so these things aren't going to get nerfed or paid any attention to until they are overused. So the FAL will not be nerfed. I'm making that call right now. These are some decent strategies to use on Turbine. I'm really tired. I'm going to bed. This is Batman, signing out.